Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Daily Smoke. I am Brother Los,
Brother Jam.
Brother Ron.
Brother Blackhand.
back there on the cam. Hey, thank you again for joining us. As always, 7 o'clock, whatever that is in your time zone. You know what's up. It's the Daily Smoke time. So thank you for being here with us. How's everybody doing?
Good, my brother. How you doing?
Good.
Man?
I'm always good.
And of course, I get to come hang out with y'all and do this.
Absolutely.
It's the therapy of it all.
Exactly,
Come and enjoy
right.
this with us. I know a lot of y'all tuned in for the art. How art now? We're actually going to be rescheduling that. And the reason is because today we're going to be talking more about what's going on over this weekend, all the different shootings and different things that's happened.
Yeah.
So stay with us. We're going to talk about that. If you're here for the art thing, still stay because, come on now. If you came to watch us anyway, you just come watch us talk about art. So we're going to talk about something that's just happened, some daily news. That's what we talk about, right? We always say from current and, controversial and shit like that. So we're going to get to that, though, here shortly. But in the meantime, we just want to, you say you were tired this weekend. You've been working, busting ass?
I was just moving a lot, man. That's all. I'm just moving a lot. And then, what killed it was, how Sunday before you had to get ready for your work week, well, I couldn't go to sleep. I had insomnia. And so I didn't get to bed till 4 o'clock this morning. And the next thing you notice, your phone goes off. It's waking you up to 6. You have to be able to set and you have to do a whole another day.
Like,
But I'm good. I ain't gonna cry about it. But I'm just saying I am tired.
You drink coffee?
I do. Man, see how tired I am. I had coffee with aloe vera juice in it.
See, coffee don't fuck with me. I could drink a cup of coffee at
Sounds
2 o'clock in the
good.
morning and go to sleep right after that.
See,
Really?
with me, it's hit or miss. I could drink a cup of coffee. Sometimes I can drink a cup of coffee at night. Won't bother me. Go right to sleep.
So it keeps me up all night long.
Funny. That is
For me, we, just a normal weekend. We recorded. We had our meetings. We
Absolutely.
recorded another show for the TV Smoke Sessions,
Yes, sir.
which you want to make sure to check out every Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7 p.m. Again, y'all know the time already. You know the time already. It's 7 o'clock for us, but I don't know what it is for you. So whatever that is, I think it's 8 in the West Coast,
Yes.
6 in the mountains, and 5 in the West.
7. No, it's 5 West Coast.
And
7 o'clock here, and 8 o'clock in the East.
6 o'clock mountain.
Yes, 6 o'clock
time.
Mountain.
So hey, if you live in those time zones, that's when you check us out. I understand at 5 o'clock in LA, and you ain't got time. You're on the highway trying to get home and
Right,
shit.
right,
But
right.
You can always listen to us, turn it on and listen to us. And who knows? We've been working on something where you might just be able to listen.
Okay.
All pretty because tomorrow is my birthday.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Happy birthday, man. That's what's up.
57 all
That's
day.
what's
I'm
up.
turning 17.
That's
My
what's
bad.
And you know what? Without this gray, I probably look like I'm turning about 22, 23. But you know,
Puerto Rican blood.
Don't just for a minute. Don't just for a minute, man. Let the gray stay.
No. Actually, I'm not allowed to cut it off because I didn't have gray until I met Amy. So she says this is all hers.
Aw.
That's what she said. She said, because I was gonna, try to. I didn't know it would get so bad, but I wouldn't color it or nothing. It was there, but I may shave it down more. But she said, no, don't, because you didn't have it when I met you.
Oh.
So that's all me. So I'm like,
what's up.
okay, so
That's
that's
what you
cool.
call. That's what she likes.
You know?
wants you.
He
Right?
saw the gray.
Right.
She liked the gray. She hopped on the gray.
That's exactly right.
So yeah, like we say, she's my little red. I'm her big bad wolf. So hey,
That's how it goes.
it's all
Big bad
for her.
wolf.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, I don't know how that came to be, man. In my sense, it had to be something. I must have said something like, "To better to eat you with, my dear," and that shit came from that. Because I cannot think of how we came up with this shit. But anyways, yeah, that's Low-C Low. Like, that's why it says Low-C Low. How low can you go?
And you know what would be awesome if y'all wanted to donate for my boy's birthday?
Absolutely.
Hit up that $ TD Smoke. Show Los a little love for his birthday. Send him a little something. And I guarantee you, we're gonna put it to good use.
Right, it's going right to the company. It's going right back to the company. So,
That's what's up.
but it's a thank you from me to you, and from both of us to the company. So yeah, if you have it in your heart. Speaking of that, we did have some donations.
Yes, we did.
Joyce's Fried Chicken donated to us. That's like the third time that Joyce's has donated to us. Thank you
And say
so much.
thank you
Mom.
up internet.
And I'm like, so guess what? I used it. Look, I said it's work. Well, let me shut up before that shit goes.
know?
But if it do, just send another 15. We'll make it good use.
We figured out we can get it with these high gas
Either way,
prices.
thank you all so much for that, because it does really help us out to grow and to be able to get better equipment and come up with the right stuff. And when you do come here to enjoy the experience, we got liquor for you, we got beer, we got food, we got come and enjoy and chill out with us.
Yeah,
And it definitely improves our morale. You know what I'm saying? Because
Man.
it lets us know that people appreciate what we're doing. So
I know.
that's I guess I'll speak for myself. To me, that's what I like. I like to hear when people enjoy what we're doing, whether they learn something, whether they thought it was just a good conversation, whatever that may be. I love getting the feedback from our viewers.
Absolutely,
that to me is just the greatest thing. So please, y'all, comment, call in. Definitely call in.
Please do.
Yes.
If there's anything y'all want to talk about, any input y'all might have on what we're discussing, please, especially today.
Yes.
Especially today.
Yeah. I got some info, but I know I didn't see it all, and there's different news channels
Yeah,
that
there's
you
a
may
lot
have gone
of
to.
a lot of information.
So
out
if you
there.
know something we don't, like I said, I got some things that I read real quick about the guy and some other places that, because it was like, I mean, it happens all the time anyways in America. There's shootings everywhere. Some get put on national TV, some
Right.
don't. So, but there's people getting killed in America every day with guns. Whether it's cops or just people themselves getting mad, road rage, whatever. It's what we do. Just why do certain ones end up on the TV, on national news, and the other ones get fallen to the wayside? But we're going to be talking about all that here today too.
Speaking of which, man, you asked me about this weekend. This weekend was interesting on two levels. Number one, first and foremost, I'm excited about our interaction with Tiffany Scales.
Yes,
Ooh,
that was nice.
petition.
That was one of the nice things we did. One of the recordings.
Yes,
Sure
and
enough.
that's going to be aired on Wednesday. So that's going to be a pre-recording, guys. So we hope you all still stick with us, because the guests and hopefully, the host and hopefully the guests will be there live chatting with everyone. So we will be there live, but the episode itself will be pre-recorded. But I really loved how comfortable she felt talking with us.
Right.
Yeah.
Everybody does.
I
man.
really made my
Everybody
day,
does.
man.
What's
She
up,
enjoyed it.
Kev? Weed time, baby. Good to see you back, man.
And that's number two. Kevin, man, Kevin just overcame a health situation, and we're glad to see that brother back, man. So
Sure
prayers
enough.
with you.
Yeah,
and
You're
everything.
always with us, man.
Yes, we're so
Thank you,
glad.
brother. Glad to have you back, brother.
Hey, what's up,
What's
Dave?
happening? What's
Hey.
Hey, Diva. She
Yeah,
in the
look
house
at
with
Dave.
us all the
Say her
time.
name and she will appear. Look.
Like I say,
Absolutely.
So yeah, if you weren't there earlier, look, I said they fucked up. Thank you.
$15 worth, girl.
Yeah.
And McDonald's Wi-Fi is real.
You know what I'm saying? That shit worked. That shit
We
worked.
upgraded to Arby's.
No,
nigga.
right.
I got a beef and cheddar on the antenna right now. It's just sucking it in.
All the 5G.
All of it. Big Rings, what's up,
What's
Rafika?
up,
We
Big
got
Trees?
Rafika in here. Okay, that's what's up,
Podcast,
Dad
what's up,
Cash.
everybody, man?
Man, Dad Cash
All
has
our
hit 10,000 subscribers,
nice. Hey.
man.
Wow.
10,000.
hey,
Congratulations
yes,
to
sir.
Dad Cash, man.
Yes, sir.
No, wait. It wasn't 10,000 subscribers.
Oh, there was 10,000.
It was 10,000 views.
Ooh, even better.
on-
Okay,
on
let's
what?
move.
Yeah, it was
Congratulations.
10,000 views
Nice.
on the video. Yeah.
Wow.
If I remember correctly, correct me if I'm
You probably
wrong,
do.
Lebel, but I want to say it was 10,000 views on a video.
Nice.
Thank you, man. I am so proud of that, brother. He's just been holding the course.
That's right.
You know,
He's doing
he's
it.
getting
He's
the
doing it.
dividends from
Amen.
it. Good job, brother.
We're
Lavelle.
just at the beginning of ours. We'll get there.
But it's like they say, you surround yourself with the people who are succeeding in the things that you're trying to do.
Absolutely.
He's a prime example of that. You know?
Absolutely.
So
Right.
we definitely appreciate your input and your feedback and helping us to try to get where we are, man. Thank you for that.
Absolutely, man.
Sure. Yeah, but going back to Tiffany, man, I would really love if you're watching you to be here live so that the people can call in.
3 episodes, you said.
Whoa,
Nice,
that's what's
nice,
up.
even better. Yes, hell yeah.
But yeah, man, that was an interesting conversation.
Mhm.
The woman speaks in just poetry. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I find it fascinating. I'm literally just all about listening to her talk. If you notice, I wasn't even saying all that much when we was interviewing her. I just couldn't. I was really just kind of trying to soak it all in. You know, it's a beautiful conversation. Hey, man. What did I tell you? What did I tell you after Danessa's event? I was like, there's something about a woman who just speaks intelligently that That does it for it, man.
He tired of them hood ass stupid rats. That's what it is.
Hey, man. Hey.
I have no comment.
You know, them ones named Tennessee and shit.
Woo! Diamond and champagne.
Right,
Oh,
right.
my
Yeah, my
goodness,
daughter's
man.
diamond.
Uh-oh.
I'm sorry.
No, D-Y-M-O-N-D, but she's diamond. And
Yeah.
I only named her that because that's the most precious thing on this world. So,
That makes sense, though.
What's
I can
up?
see that.
That's
I can
what's
see
up. You
that.
watching? What's up, Diamond? Good
you know,
Steve
what's
said.
up, what's up? Hey, I still here up there meet my damn new grandbaby.
That's what's up.
So I have a chance to do that. She may come down here, and hope she does. Get her on the show for some shit that I talk to and her husband.
That's what's up.
See, that'd be cool. Because my kids won't come.
No, you don't think they would come? Even if
I've
it's
asked
interesting.
I've asked them. They scared. They scared. I love
Really?
them, but they scared.
They don't have
That's
topic.
You scared me for?
Let them bring a topic.
I've
That
even
would be able to
offered.
talk.
That's what I said. We can talk about whatever you want to talk about. It's like, just come on the show. Nah, that's all right. I don't want to.
So no Hood Nessa. Man, we'll give you a whole episode, Hood Nessa. Hood Nessa come out. I'll sit back.
We're gonna do a combined show of hoodness and bitch pudding, and that's gonna be it.
Okay, I'm down. I'm down. I want to just watch.
Right,
I
right.
just want to watch.
That's all you can do is watch. Yeah, and thank you all so much for watching TGIF, man. That's where we're gonna have fun, and that's gonna get funnier. So stay
Absolutely.
tuned to that. Really. So thank y'all just for every day at 7:00. Y'all know what time it is.
What's Tiffany? She was like, "Hey, I see y'all do Friday shows. I come to be on the Friday show." Tiffany, you can't be on that show. You're welcome to be on that show.
Okay.
You're not gonna want to be on that show. I promise you. Okay.
Yeah, no,
But,
we about to be polite. We be polite. You
You
want
know
to come
what I
on?
mean?
Anyone that wants to come on?
There are quite a few people who claim they're gonna come and just watch.
That's true.
They can't help it. The conversation pulls them in.
That's true.
Right,
That's very
right.
true.
So,
That's very true.
so
But,
hopefully,
We have a bunch of people that's lined up, man.
yeah.
Like about 4 people so far that have contacted us to come on to the show. So it's just a matter of just getting them scheduled in. That's outside of the people we have scheduled.
right.
Already,
Right.
yeah.
Yes. So we're easily well into the
Nice.
mid-July now, man.
Y'all should go check out the website www.thedailysmoke.com because the list of who we got coming up already. Now we not even talking about the people he was just mentioning,
Right.
but the people we've got coming up already. Oh, y'all gonna love
Right.
what
Yeah.
we got coming up for y'all,
So
man.
Wednesdays is
We've got some interesting people coming up.
Yeah, Wednesdays is the day for people to come on and talk to us. But if you just want to be part of the studio audience or just a guest sitting here, any
can
day
come
you
in
come
any day.
You know, you can come for the sessions. We record those after, so it's always on Monday and Wednesdays you can come here. But you can come on a session if you know about what's going on.
That's what she's saying. Rafika, don't think we forgot about you. We all gonna do that horror movie
I want you
episode
to say that.
just so you
Yeah.
can come on and chill with
That's
us.
funny.
That's funny.
But, yeah, man. Okay, so look, we all know, like I said, we apologize, but we did change up the subject of the show a little bit just because we feel like we have to try to talk about this somewhat. The situation that happened in what was it?
In Buffalo.
Buffalo, New York. Well, I was trying to say Boston for some reason, but Buffalo, New York. For those who don't know, young 18-year-old, if I remember correctly, white guy, vehemently online professing his racist beliefs, decided to take it upon himself to walk into a Buffalo grocery store that was in a predominantly black neighborhood.
Yes.
From what I understand, he shot 13 people, 10 died. Out of the 13 that he shot, 11 of them were black. Now, I happened to see the video thanks to Los. I hadn't watched it before of his live stream. And at one point, he literally walks around a little corner and there's a person huddling on the ground. And he realizes that person's white and the person screams out help and he goes, "I'm sorry," and points his gun in a different direction, keep walking.
Right. You know what?
But everybody he saw that was black or brown.
I thought it was a game. When I got the video, I thought it was like, what game is
Wow,
this?
really?
I thought, because I'm hearing that
Wow.
it's not like that pop sound. So I'm like, and I said, yo, what game is that? He said, no, man, that shit just happened in Buffalo. I'm like, wait. I went back and ran it again. I'm like, this shit is real. And that one lady said, like I said, you can see the blood splatter. And then that dude, help, I'm sorry. And he kept going to hear that. and you see it. I'm like, this motherfucker. I kept saying, no, man, this ain't real, man. He said, yeah, man, go check the news. That's when I went in and looked. I'm like, this motherfucker. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That was crazy. Yeah, that video. I don't know. A lot of places I read that, like Facebook and Twitter, they're trying to find everywhere it's at and pull it out to get the video out of there. A lot of people are putting it up. I read something about some white supremacists, 4chan, I think it's called, some type of website where people there were trying to upload it so that they can see it, because it was like, look at this. That's how they were putting it. That looks this, and that's what they're saying. He was involved with these people, and that he had a manifesto. They went to in 2020. He turned in something that talked about murder or some shit, and they had investigated him way back. But they didn't. They took it off as just some young man that
I
wrote
think he was in school. I think when he was in school, he got investigated.
Something about
kind
murder
of
or something.
He made some kind of overtones to possibly doing some violence, and they investigated him. But even though he had this investigation on his record, he was still able to legally buy the guns that he used for this shit.
Oh, he was all hooked up. He had armor on and everything.
Yeah, he had a helmet. They said he had full body armor on.
Camo. Oh.
Yeah, he was ready.
That's crazy. But though that's not terrorism. That's just domestic violence.
No, it's being classified as domestic terrorism.
They are?
Yes,
Because
it is
I saw that where the Department of Homeland Security said that they didn't see the need to call it.
I don't see why not.
They called it some other. What did they say?
That's what the mayor said.
It was
the Department
hate
of Homeland.
crime.
Yes. Chief says shooting being investigated is a hate crime, but stop short of calling it domestic terrorism.
So then that means that there's a disconnect between the FBI and the governor of New York, because she said specifically that this is domestic terrorism. They're going to prosecute and treat it as such.
So that's as for the state of New York, because the state can go one way, federal can go another way.
Yeah.
So federal saying we're just going to treat it as a hate crime, not domestic, but the state of New York, I can do whatever the
I
fuck I
wonder
want.
why they
That's
call these people terrorists.
Because they're white, man. If it's a brown person, well, they might not even be here. They'd be dead. But every time you notice, when it's a brown person or someone of color, it's terrorism. When it's someone that's white, it's mental health problems. That's the problem. Why do they get away with this shit all the time?
And you're not punishing them to the full extent of the law when you're not calling the crime what it is. It's just like if you go in, they say you kill somebody. A murder charge is murder one, a capital murder, those kind of charges are different from manslaughter one, manslaughter two, those kind of charges. They carry different sentences. They carry different terms. When you try to play this off as a hate crime, and don't get me wrong, yes, it's a hate crime. By definition, it's a hate crime, but it's terrorism. This man did not go, he drove 3 hours. 3 hours, they said, to get from where he lived to Buffalo, New York. Yeah. But now you went to Buffalo, you went to a suburb. You didn't go to the heart of New York City where all the colored people live, where the gang members got just as many guns as you. No, you try to pick us off where we're unsuspecting at the goddamn grocery store.
Right.
I'm like, what are you?
Yeah, they said this was all planned. He planned it all out, and they said he had other stores in mind before he gave up.
When
he gave up, they saw his thing.
He was supposed to do multiple
stops. To another store. From what I had saw, it looked like he purposely picked out the zip code that includes the store, which is 14208, 78% black. And I think they found paperwork that he had mapped this out, so he knew if I go anywhere here, it's gonna be mostly black people. So that's where I'm going. And then he had another store set ready to go to, but they stopped him, of course. He put his stuff down, gave up, and now he's saying, "Oh, I'm not guilty."
This is right to say that.
It is his right, But think about it. Like I was telling John, the lawyer would say, "Well, that's just. Do you see him in the video?" Well, the cops saw his ass wearing that helmet, goddamn. So yeah, that was him.
Yeah, you pull the equipment off you, the gun off you, still hot from shooting 13 people.
Right. What do y'all think, man? Let us know. Call in. What do you think about this? Have you been watching it? Did you see the video? Chat with us. Let us know, because today's show is really about, let's get into this conversation. As everybody's talking about this right now.
For real.
So talk with us about it. Let's see what we got to say. And the number is what? 281-968-1029. Here, it's coming up. It should be coming up on the thing, I'm sure. But call in. that's been working, right? You know,
Yeah,
so we
man,
got that
yeah.
working. So far, today's working.
give
we got
us
a
a
little
call.
boots here and there, but yeah, give us a call.
And the
Right,
sad part is that
People that were involved with that, no
Mm.
innocent bystanders were got killed. Some dude got an argument. One dude started shooting, and one dude that didn't get killed or wasn't in it, or he was part of, I guess, getting shot, but he's getting indicted for tampering with. He was trying to make it look like he wasn't there. Like,
Oh,
you
really?
get fucked, man. So that means this had something deeper to do with them. The old boys walked up to some dude, asked for money. Dude said no. They shot him in the legs and took off running. 14 years old, man. I'm like, this is crazy. Is it the times we're living in? Everything's so expensive. More poor people are coming about. I don't know what's going on, man.
but that's what's going to wind up happening. Whenever you start to increase the level of poverty, when you start to increase the number you have of people who are desperate, who can't afford the basic necessities of life, what do people do? They resort to crime because you're literally left with no other choice. Even if you go get, like, as we've talked about on other episodes, you go and get a job at McDonald's. Yeah, but it's paying you minimum wage. It's proven fact. Nobody can live off that. So your choices are to work 3 or 4 jobs at minimum wage just to try to get by.
And that's all day long.
Or you're going to start doing some shady shit because you might be able to make a few dollars or support your family, or hell, you might even be able to stumble up on some formula. Let's not even talk about the formula shortage,
I know, right?
you know? So this is what's going to happen. And then they're going to say, well, look at them. They're poor and they're criminal. But this is the system you've set.
Right.
These are the things that you've set in motion with the way you've decided to run things.
I wasn't poor.
But you know, there's a worldwide recession right now, and to go to Jonathan's point, if there's a correlation between crime and poverty, then Argentina needs to have the highest level of crime on the planet,
right?
Because their inflation rate right now is at 60%.
Damn.
Argentina, not Venezuela.
Argentina
Wow.
is at 60%.
60%?
There are people right now marching from downtown, whatever city, major cities in Argentina, Buenos Aires, protesting the living conditions, the wage, the lack of resources, et cetera, et cetera. And out of the little that they have, they're saying, hey, man, we need to make sure whatever money you all are taking from us in taxes, that goes to the even more poor than us. And we're unemployed, but we know there are other individuals that are poorer than us. We want to make sure that you all get that money to them. So I'm only saying it to say, if there is a correlation, we need to see crime in that same area for starters.
Are their gun laws the same though?
You're still going to see crime.
You still see
Because you can go to Europe, they don't have guns, but you know what is up? Knife attacks. Because if we're going to be violent, we're going to be violent.
Yeah.
Something.
So you know that's the part of the conversation I'm waiting on. Like, how much of this is racism? How much of this is our culture, our long-standing culture, and how much of this is, to his point, the conditions we're in right now?
Right. Well, we know the one in Buffalo was racist.
Okay.
He pretty much admitted to that. He has a manifesto, something about he didn't. But to be that young, man, and already feel that deep, somebody fucked with him bad.
But you got to think about it. At that age, what do? You're on social media constantly, and if you get stuck into that feedback,
he's on the wrong one. You know.
Yeah, but if you get stuck into that feedback loop of you're listening to I'll say right wing. We won't say conservative, but we'll go far right wing. If you all down that rabbit hole of Trump and white supremacy and everything else, all you're hearing every day is that black folks and brown folks is coming to take over. They're going to take over your country. They're going to treat you like a minority because you already know how you treat minorities. So they're going to treat you like a minority. And if you don't do something about it, man, you letting them steal your country away from you. Go out and do these things. If you don't, you're not being a good patriot. If you don't, you're not being a good American. If you don't, you're not standing up for your family and your kids and your whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's that propaganda that's feeding these dudes to go out and believe that they're actually heroes when they go out to do this stuff.
That's crazy. What do you think about what Vanessa says there?
Institutional racism and disproportionate outcomes as a result. I missed the previous comment.
what was the cause of it, the things,
The cause.
things
That's
we
what
was
she
mentioning.
said.
Oh, yeah.
Saying that
Institutional,
that's a major player in it.
Definitely, because this country's built on it, and everything that you see from sun up to sundown either is gonna be a foot on your neck if you're a minority, or it's gonna be teaching you that you need to have your foot on a minority's neck if you're not a minority.
Right.
That's pretty much what you said.
That's crazy.
You know, we're told to stay in our place no matter what we do. No matter how we protest, no matter how we ask, no matter how we try to vote, everything we do is wrong.
Right.
Then you got white guys who are feeling like, how can I say it? I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought, man.
It happens, bro. I feel it. It happens. It happens.
That's that good green.
What you get more on this, dude?
This is I don't think we can approach this particular issue from one angle. So y'all know me.
Yeah.
If I'm going to find out what the problem is, I'm not going to respond to the emotional stuff. Shot all the black people. Racism. Manifesto online. That's a part of it.
Right.
But that's an emotional reaction. It's a reality, but it's an emotional reaction. Whenever you want to find out what the issue is, my mother told me a long time ago, find out how money is related to this issue. I'm dealing with a legitimate problem. So now you're dealing with a real problem.
Mentality.
So let's look at this guy. Let's take it from the ground up. This is not going to be the only angle that we're going to. 1 second. Danessa? Hey, Danessa, how you doing, love?
Okay.
We are good. Talk to us. What's going on? What's your thoughts on this? Absolutely.
Yeah. Stuff right before I dialed that I'm glad you finally picked up on is to take the emotions out of it. And at the end of the day, do what you want to follow. Who's getting paid? Who's benefiting from all of it? So what you missed, Jonathan, that I said was the problems were multifold. Number one, you have a problem of gun control is a serious problem that people don't want to acknowledge. But yes, it is a problem. And it's not just a problem because white kids are out here getting guns and going to schools and shooting up people. It's also a problem in our neighborhoods that we don't want to acknowledge. But black folks is out here shooting up people. But understand, anytime things are done to the black community, it's done to solve the problem. We ain't got to spend a whole lot of time taking out all that. Solve things we had happen. That's the problem. Another thing is, Ron, you may not have thought about this, but when I say it, it's going to make sense. Community mental health. Those of us who work in the mental health community who have for years can attest to the fact there are people walking in the street that should not be out in public.
Vanessa, thank you for your comment. We have another caller coming in, and we're going to address all three of those points. I promise you. Uh-oh, we missed LaBelle. I'm going to call him right back. That was LaBelle trying to call in. It didn't?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, anyways, that's very interesting, Vanessa. Yeah, he
I got
took
it.
notes, so we're gonna know.
What's going on, brother LaBelle? You on the air? How you doing, man?
I'm good. How you guys doing?
Good.
Okay,
Thanks
man.
for calling, man.
Yeah, y'all know how to punch them buttons, don't you?
We tried.
We tried, man.
Man, look, a little of what I'm saying is being the devil's advocate, just to spur the conversation along.
Okay.
Some of it I really have a legitimate question about. But am I understanding you all to say that we should in a way justify criminal activity among minorities because of economic conditions?
No, not at all. Not saying justified, just stating a cause and effect kind of situation.
So of the three up there, if you lost everything tomorrow, would you turn to crime?
I might not, but just because I won't doesn't mean that somebody in the same situation wouldn't. And that's not, and that's not exclusive based on race. That's just human nature. If you have the opportunity to feed your family and that requires you to steal, and that's the only way you get some food, might you not be tempted to steal?
Yeah. The thing is that, I mean, in my experience, which is, you know, everybody has their own experience in life, so we can't paint a wide brush with this kind of topic.
Right.
But in my experience, they're not like, when a person is stealing, they're not going to the store and stealing baby formula. They're stealing my car, or they're stealing my tools out of my garage. And they pawn the money, pawn the merchandise in a lot of cases, and do something that they shouldn't do with it, not something that's helping their family. My point is, I get what you guys are saying, and I know that economic conditions set in place by systems in this country have put many people behind the eight ball. You know, this has always been said, when America has a cold, minorities have the flu or pneumonia. I mean, we know that. But it just, you know, I just wanted to be one to say that, you know, I vehemently oppose the idea, not that you guys are saying, I'm just giving you my opinion, the idea that any kind of criminal activity, regardless of the circumstances, is warranted. Because those of you, like you guys on this podcast, you are hustlers just like I'm hustlers. But we go out and we do what we got to do to make ends meet. If that means working 3 jobs like Jam mentioned earlier, if that means door dashing and picking up groceries to get to somebody and then going to a regular 9 to 5 during the day, because some of us just have the mentality that we're going to make it work the legal way. So, you know, I'm curious to see what your other listeners and viewers say about this, because there may be some that have a different opinion on it, and it may be justified. So I'm interested in the discussion.
Okay, well,
Thank you for calling in, bro.
calling, man. That was interesting. I see where he's coming from too. So, I mean, violence is violence. You don't give a fuck why you do. You did it because you wanted to, plain and simple, not because you were poor. Yes, I understand you were poor, so you had to go do something. Like you said, you could just go steal something. You don't have to kill people.
And to a point that LaBelle made himself, they actually have lately, one of the things that they've been, matter of fact, I remember hearing about this in 2021. You had people who was getting busted, stealing baby formula, stealing diapers, stealing stuff like that, because they just don't have the money to do it. They don't have, they need these things, but they just don't have the money to get them. So you do have people who, I mean, and don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to say that everybody who commits crime because they're poor, or who is poor and commits crimes, is doing it, because they're trying to take care of their family. That I'm not that delusional. What I'm saying is that when we see poverty increase, we tend to see crime increase. That's it. It's a pure cause and effect type situation.
So that also falls back onto what we talked about before. They're showing us this, but are the numbers right? True. Remember we talked about the stats and how people are poor, but look at the crime. Really, it's not that bad. You only did 10 cities and crimes in 10 cities. Yeah. What about the rest of us?
Well, before we can even get to this, gentleman, let's get some basics out the way. And I'm glad LaBelle brought that up. And Vanessa, I promise you, we haven't forgotten about the 2 points that you brought up. So we are in agreement that this was a quote unquote hate crime, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And are you all in agreement that it is a hate crime? Like, not only is it classified as such, but it should be treated as such?
Yes. I think it should be treated as terrorism, but
terrorism, man.
Okay. All right. So domestic terrorism, this won't fall into this category, but hate crime will.
Okay.
If this is a hate crime, why should the punishment be any different for the same action? Why does it have to be a hate crime? If a crime is a crime, that's the punishment. So if I kill 10 people because I just decided to kill 10 people versus I killed 10 people because they were black, why should that be labeled a hate crime? Why not have a punishment for that crime across the board?
But didn't we have that before? And then they changed it because gay people were getting beat up, and that's when the hate crime thing came into
I'm
play.
just asking a
Because I
question.
remember the term hate crime back when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was just, oh, this dude killed 10 people. He going to jail for 10 counts of murder.
Mm-hmm.
And then this hate crime thing came into effect, which is a federal thing.
Okay.
You know, so, and I guess that's how they do it, is they make the rules. So now if we know you killed people because they were black, it's a hate crime, we're going to put you in jail this long. You killed a bunch of gay dudes, this long. Same shit.
I'm not suggesting that one is right over the other. I'm asking us, even the cause, as you're listening to this conversation, before you respond, please think critically about the question that I'm asking. If you add more time because the same 10 people versus I killed 10 people that are black and I killed them because they're black, the punishment is. I don't understand why hate crime should be attached to it with more of a penalty.
Well, okay, so
No problem, brother.
So, say for example, you got a person who goes out to a club, meets somebody, could be male, could be female, whatever, spikes a drink, takes him home, murders him, robs him, all of that.
Okay.
Got somebody who they killed,
That's a crime of passion.
right?
Okay.
But there's a different sentencing that's going to go with a crime of passion
Absolutely.
versus cold-blooded, calculated, premeditated murder.
Right.
So the severity of the crime does change with those charge definitions.
Why
And
does
I-
it change?
And I think for hate crime,
Hold on, before we go to hate crimes, why is there a difference there?
because
Why is there a difference?
because
Crime of passion.
because the crime is like a crime of passion versus like a cold-blooded, premeditated murder
Right.
is because that's considered in the eyes of the law to be a worse crime, a more severe crime.
But why do they have that in place for that particular type of crime? Because they're considering human nature. Right? It's natural to respond in a certain way under certain conditions. So that is why if you kill under crime of passion versus you kill just a crime in process of, we're taking in consideration now to the situation. So that's why crime of passion, because it's taking in consideration the word that we used earlier, the emotional component, because that's part of what makes us us.
Right.
If you don't consider that in terms of the crime, then we're all robots, right? But we're not. So why is there a hate crime versus a crime when it's the same crime?
I guess because what you just said, the condition, he was a hateful motherfucker. He hated black people.
I
And there's
understand
a
that.
lot of people that do that hate gays and other type of people, and that's why they say, well, we'll label this a hate crime. That's a crime of passion. This is a hate crime. That's a regular murder.
But a hate
It don't make no sense.
but a hate crime is intentional.
Right.
When you kill someone in, let's say, first, second, third degree manslaughter, I understand hate crime increases the penalty. That's correct.
Plus
My
premeditation.
question is, if the crime itself is identical and we're not talking about the emotional, rational part of the human constitution in terms of this particular act they engage in on, why should color play a part? Why should sexual identification or preference play a part?
Because this is America, and that's what they do.
It's just a question.
I mean, no, but that's
To try
the
to-
answer, though. There is, I'm with you. It don't make no sense. I killed 10 people. I killed 10 blacks. Same shit.
In my opinion, I think it tries to equal the playing field somewhat. Because I think if you think about it historically speaking, there's been huge swaths of history where people have been able to do things to us and get away scot-free.
Absolutely.
Look at Black Wall Street, places like that. Burn the whole damn town down. Nobody went to jail. Matter of fact, they said
I'll charge more for premeditated
So-
than if I just went and killed somebody. But if I planned it, you're going to get more time.
But
'cause
race,
you planned that
but
shit.
race and sexual identity or orientation is not involved.
Right, right.
But it's still the same psychological process.
Right. Because, but then in that sense, as you give,
Why
it's
not
just,
let that just be the standard?
I know. I can't explain that one. That's just how they do it here in America. You know?
I'm asking for
like
a
he
reason.
said.
I'm
Like,
asking
I
for
know.
a reason. Okay. So let's go back to square one. Why did he do it? What made him do it?
I don't know. I haven't read his manifesto or
Yeah.
anything. I just know from what I've read.
He wanted to start a race war. He felt like, from what I understand, he felt like, minorities were taking over the country and he needed to take action to stop us. What do they call it? The Great Replacement Theory?
Right.
Yeah, he was
Right.
he was a believer in the Great Replacement Theory.
That's it. It's
But
absolutely
yeah, there's still a whole lot more of them than there is us.
So now we're about to have an honest conversation with Los the Ghost. Los the Ghost, you and I have been, and this is not prescriptive, by the way. It's just totally off the cuff. Los and I have been saying we want to delve deeper into racism as a construct, as an.
Actually, I want to say it started, first reference I heard of it was in reference to South Africa.
Okay.
And then quote unquote, replacing, like taking land away from the white people who own land in South Africa and giving it to the majority in that situation, black people. So they were replacing,
After apartheid.
the white South Africans with the black ones as far as land and giving away their property and stuff like that.
Okay.
Getting their shit back.
Okay.
That's
There's
what
the
it
beginning.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there is a dude named George Renard Gabriel Camus. He's a French novelist. He's a nationalist. In '96, he's the one that came up with the idea of the Great Replacement. And here's,
Is it right, dude?
yes, he's French, yes. Here's his motive for developing that theory. He said, it's founded upon genocide by substitution, by mass migration, and a drop in European birth rates. And what George saw in France, from his perspective, was, I don't know if y'all been to France lately, but when you go to France, there are a lot of different other ethnicities there. If we were to go to France, and this is 2022, if we were to go 100 years ago, 1922, the demographic makeup would be totally different. Right? If we were to go to 1822, the demographic would be even totally more different, right? Okay. So what George saw was there are a lot of people from Asia, Africa, what is known as the Middle East, but still Africa. A lot of people that aren't indigenous, so to speak, to Europe, replacing Europeans, either by migration and gaining citizenship, or, hey, you know what, I found this job. France has been having a problem with inflation and employment easily for about 25 years. So now you see individuals in jobs or positions of authority or in control of commerce the same way Adolf Hitler saw the Jews during the early 1930s in Berlin, Munich, and they were in control of money while everyone else is starving. This is all in George's mind. George comes up with the Great Replacement Theory. If we're going to survive, we need to recognize that the global elites are replacing us. Now, before we can go any further, let's have this conversation. Is he lying? That's the question. Don't matter whether you agree with him or not. Is he lying?
I don't think I think it's happening, but I don't think it's a plan. I think it's, whether that's red, yellow, brown, whatever color they might be.
Mm-hmm.
Those children are going to come out looking more like, because they'll get bred out.
Okay.
9 times out of 10. Or just look at the population numbers. Our birth rates, no matter what color you are, if you've got melanin in your skin, 9 times out of 10, our birth rates are way higher than white people's birth rates. So even if we're not intermixing with you, we're out populating you just because we have more kids.
Go south of the border, look no further.
Exactly. So worldwide speaking, you already were a minority, really when you start looking on a global scale. So, but now in your quote unquote safe havens in the countries that you thought where you held dominance, you're starting to see that those numbers ain't holding.
So, to that point, this man was influenced by the shooter they're going to talk about at a future show.
Okay, you got to deal with these people in your country, so deal with it.
No problem.
You know,
No,
you outbreak yourself.
but let's go there. No, but let's go there. That's feeding to your point.
Right.
Your point always has been, and I hope I'm not
No.
being improper in this, but your point always has been, even to Jonathan when debating Jonathan. Hey man, if you want what we have, you have to. He's already being indoctrinated with a reality.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. And what George Renard was interesting about the year that he developed this great replacement theory in 1996, I didn't read this, but I put it together. You know what else happened around 96? That's when the internet, America Online, started becoming more popular.
More connected.
So now you're having a more connected world.
Right.
You're looking at the prototype of what's to come.
Right.
Right?
That was just the beginning.
Okay. So now here we have this gentleman who had been indoctrinated with this nationalist ideology out of France. His second motivation was, we forgot about the brother that ran over those 6 white people and ran over a whole bunch more, but killed 6 white people up in what was it?
What was that?
That was in, I can tell you exactly where it was. It was the Waukesha Christmas Parade
Yeah, Wisconsin.
in Milwaukee. We forgot about that.
Yeah.
That was engraved on his Bushmaster assault rifle. He didn't forget. Right. I went and looked up all of the people that he either injured, primarily killed. All 6 of them ranged from 88 to 8 years of age. I believe it was 2 or 3 males, the rest were females. He didn't forget that. The driver of that car was an African-American brother that at that time, according to police, should not have been out on bail.
Right.
And he had an issue, with the mother of his child. He ran her over first. And then he went down into the parade and started taking people out. The reason I'm bringing this up, brothers, is because this did not happen in a vacuum.
Right.
That's why I'm bringing this up. Because if we're going to understand how this happened, we have to come to terms, and unfortunately, we just don't have the time to get into it even further. We have got to come to terms and have the hard argument of racism in this country.
Right.
We're not
having
having the conversation.
Right.
And the longer we put it off, the more we're going to misunderstand why people do desperate things like this.
Because there was before you go, it goes
Absolutely.
quick and said there was another one in California with these Taiwanese people. A man went there. They said he was talking to them in Taiwanese, talking about he had been there before, but they all like, I've never seen this dude here. And next thing you know, he had chained up the doors and started shooting these, and they were all old people.
Mm-hmm.
There's 5 injured, like 62, 80, 92, 88. The dude that died was 40, and they don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know if he's Chinese and these people are Taiwanese or what's going on. They're still trying to figure out why he did it. But that was another one that this was his own people, you know.
So when we first started talking, that's why I said you have to take this in parts. You have the racial aspect that I think we should explore more, possibly on one of our next up and coming episodes. Then you have the part that Jonathan has that he brings up. And I think that's what Lavelle wanted to get more clarity on, to make sure that you're not saying poor people are criminals.
Right. No, right.
But conditions can give rise to those behaviors. Okay. And then you got, to Vanessa's point, the lack of access to mental health services and the quality of those services.
Right.
That's point number 3, right? Okay. And by the way, you can right now get out of Rusk Hospital and go buy you a gun, and that is not part of your background check.
No felony. No, they don't even check.
As long as you ain't got no felony. But if you just got out the hospital from having a psychotic episode,
they don't know. You go buy a gun.
you got a gun now.
Sure enough.
That's also a part that we're not
That's another
considering.
part.
And lastly, but definitely not least, what is our society? Are we really Romans?
So,
I mean, that's something really to consider.
it's never come
Like,
out.
are we fighting against the nature of our culture, not the individual ethnicities that make it up,
Right.
but the ideological points that make up our culture? You understand what I'm
That's
saying?
like 3 more shows.
Exactly. So we gonna stop right there, man. And I think this was a good conversation, man. I'm glad for the callers that called in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
yeah,
real.
yeah.
Thank y'all.
What'd you guys think about it, man? What'd you take from
I
it?
think it was nice. And I mean, I wish we had got more. We need more time. We didn't know this was even going to go this long. Smoke.com. Let us know what you want. If you want to hear some more of this, or if if one of the sections that you just said,
Yeah.
are you an expertise at any one? of these
Absolutely,
sections?
please.
You know about these
Please.
things.
We love talking to experts.
Absolutely.
And then don't forget $TD Smoke was our donations, Cash App. Thank you all for doing what we do. We're still we're seeing we still got some technical difficulties, but hey,
No,
everything is
it's not
going
us.
good.
Oh, it's not as,
That's just the internet.
oh, okay, cool.
So
Okay, we can live
we'll
with
be
that.
able to get it by. But everything's getting better. Thank
We
y'all
can
all
live
so
with
much for doing that. Now, roll us out.
Hey, man, got anything you want to say, Brother Hood? Man, you've been back there quiet and everything.
Oh no, I'm just watching to make sure I can get a good product out there for y'all.
Yes, sir.
I see that there's some lag, but that's not us. That's just internet.
Okay. You made that abundantly
You know what I'm
clear.
saying?
Ain't nothing we can do about that.
Our
Any
shit
parting
is
words on
good.
y'all behalf, man? Anything?
Hey, I'm good. Wish me a happy birthday tomorrow.
There
You
it
can
is.
send that-
Yeah.
There
You know,
it
hey,
is.
you can send it to Gmail.
There
you know,
it is.
tha.dailysmoke.com. Send me a birthday wish there if you want to.
Elon, if you're listening,
Yeah, Elon, I need 3.3 so I can make this damn show.
You, Brother John, man.
yes.
Absolutely.
Hey, Friday, but it's Monday.
Hey, y'all, it's about that time, so we got to log off. I'm Brother Ron,
Brother Los,
Brother Jam.
But the black hand.
and we are the Daily Smoke, and we are out.
peace. Sweet time. For real, real. Yeah.